We are moments away from boarding the Disney Treasure. Let me show you what it's like to get to the port so that you know what to expect for your next Disney cruise from Port Canaveral. The morning of your cruise, you'll need to get to Port Canaveral, so we'll talk about different options to get there. One of the basic options is just to use the Disney transfer. So they have nice themed buses, they're comfortable, they're extremely convenient, they drop you right off at the port, and you'll be immediately immersed in the Disney experience. We've used this a couple times. It's not our favorite way to get there. Basically, they assign you a time for your bus, so if you have an early port arrival time, you might not actually get there by the time your boarding number's called, so we don't love that. Also, if you're traveling with a larger group, they do charge per person, so it can add up pretty quickly. Some of the other options we've tried that work well, you can take an Uber. We haven't done a taxi, but there are definitely taxis you can take, as well as private transfers. But what we're doing today and what we typically like to do is rent a car. So we'll rent a car from the airport and we'll drive to Port Canaveral. There is a national/enterprise/Alamo drop-off location at Port Canaveral that has a free shuttle over to the port. So that part is really nice and convenient. This allows us to completely control what time we get to the port and make sure that we get there as early as possible for our port arrival time. It also gives you a lot more flexibility. If you fly in the day before and you have a little extra time, it allows you to stay at a hotel not right in Orlando, so it could be a little bit cheaper. You also could go down to Disney Springs or do any other shopping you might need to do. Also, the day of the cruise, if you forgot something, you can stop along the way and pick it up. So just make sure if you do this, you pick the return location to be different than the pickup location, and you pick Port Canaveral, and just make sure wherever you're taking it that they have a free shuttle over to the port, and you'll be perfect. And if you get lucky like us, you might get upgraded to a Mustang convertible. Here's where you'll get dropped off if you're taking an Uber or a taxi, or if you're doing the car rental like I did. It's actually very dead right now. I'm extremely surprised. But a couple things I want to note here is when it does get busy, you're going to feel rushed. Don't rush to get your bags out. Make sure you get everything out of the car before it leaves, or you're going to be very sad because you'll be missing stuff that you thought you needed for your cruise. Then the porters will take your bags. So a couple things I want to say about that is you'll get bag tags in the mail. Get those on before you get here to make that a lot easier. Also, before you get here, I forgot to mention, you should log into the Disney app and do the health survey before you get here, because that will be a requirement as well. Porters are going to take your bags, and anything in your bags you're not going to get again until later in the afternoon or even early evening sometimes. So think of it kind of like checking a bag at the airport. You're not going to see that bag again until you get to your final destination, which is the cruise ship. So the porters will check with you to make sure that you have your passports and your travel documents, because you will need those to get on the ship. And so just make sure you don't need anything from those bags, because you won't see them until after you're on the ship, and sometimes not until early evening. Tip the porters for their great work, and then you're going to come down this way. Let me turn the camera around. You're going to come down this way, and you're going to get into one of these lines based on your port arrival time. So you will be assigned a port arrival time. You'll just get in these lines and then wait. The next step is going to be a Disney Cruise Line employee that tells you that it is time that your group can go. You'll go forward to yet another line. This line will be to actually check in. This is where you'll need your travel documents and your passport, so have those ready to go. It's a pretty painless process now that most things are done online ahead of time. Just past that, I expect there to be security. Again, this will be similar to the airport where they'll scan your bags, you'll go through a metal detector. It's pretty painless. And then, if I remember correctly, it'll be up an escalator to another waiting area, and that's where we'll wait for our boarding number to be called. We're through check-in and security, so now we're just playing the waiting game again. Once our boarding number will be called, we'll head to another line and go through those yellow Mickey ears behind me. You will need to scan your port arrival form again to get on, because you won't get your room keys until they told us 1:30 in the afternoon at our room. Typically there's some photo ops on the way to the ship. We generally bypass these just to get on the ship sooner, and then they will announce your family name as you walk into the Grand Hall and are amazed by the beauty of the ship. From there, it's pretty much up to you what you want to do. It's just after noon here, so we hungry. We're heading to deck 11. We're gonna get some food. But we'll be exploring the ship for the next week, so expect a lot more Disney Treasure content. If you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching, and I'll provide a little bit of a preview of the content at the end of this video. Here we go. Let's get on this ship.
You are ready to go.
So much.
Welcome aboard the Dressler family.
That's us, Dressler family.